Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here, taking some time from your day, but you are taking time for something that is super, super important. Um, my story with Protandim uh, started as I was doing research for lymphedema, given that I have lymphedema on my left leg, and I ran into Margie. Margie is a lymphedema therapist, and she always believed in natural health, and that's her business. So I was introduced to the product through her. She had already seen results in her life, and as I feel the same now, where you want to share it, whatever happened to you, I decided to start taking it. And within 3 weeks of taking it, I started to notice that the swelling of my left leg was already improving. Like at first, I kept taking it. I noticed I started to sleep better. Those were some of the few things that I noticed right away: sleeping better, started to have more energy. And then it was 3 weeks into it, I looked at my foot and it started to look sort of like what Rosa discussed earlier, started to look like it had shape. Like I could see some of the bones, that the leg was lighter, the skin felt better. And also a lot of the fibrous tissue that had already built, it felt like it was breaking down because the leg was softer. And so I decided to start to share it with the world, and it just fills my heart to see how many people we are able to help through this. So I'm very grateful to Margie for that.
Rocio, thank you for sharing that. And it is so important for people to hear what it's done for individuals, because it's not a case of this will heal, mitigate, cure, whatever, because what it does, it just allows your body to get back in balance. And everybody has a different effect because their bodies have had different amounts of oxidative stress coming into the body. So my name is Margie here, and I've been with LifeVantage for coming up 5 years now. And I must say it has certainly changed my life and everything about it, because when I was introduced to the product, I wasn't open like Rocio was to hear the news. I actually was a little bit depressed because I'd been bitten by a tick. I had a very serious infection in my body. And it was so bad that there were days I couldn't get out of bed. I had creepy crawlies under my skin. I had such brain fog, I couldn't even work the computer. And of course, I couldn't work in the clinic. And then this friend kept phoning me. She phoned me 4 times. On the 4th call, and I said, no, I'm not interested. I just want to get well. Don't even talk to me about it. And on the 4th call, I could hear something had changed in her voice. She said, Margie, you are very stubborn. She used a very strong word, not very, but I won't repeat that. And she said, you're not going to be able to work. You're going to be poor for the rest of your life. So have a good life. And she put the phone down. And something in my head just snapped. And I thought, oh my goodness, here I am with a friend who's offering me a natural product, and I'm not even open to listen or try it. So I want to appeal to you today, just be open and listen and hear what this can do for not only you, but your family and friends and your community. So Rocio and I have talked many times, and I feel so privileged to have Rocio in my life, because we both have the same ethos about the pillars of health. And what we're going to recommend, you can do that. But if you don't take a look at these other areas of your life to help your body get back in balance, it's not a miracle cure for anything and everything. So we need to look at our quality sleep. We need to look at breath work. And Rocio is the most perfect example with her yoga practice, and I'm a Tai Chi instructor. Healthy food choices, that's a very important one. Daily exercise is another thing which we can forget about, but it's not a good idea. Community contact, are we having enough interaction? The quality water we drink, the air quality, very important. And do you take even 5 minutes out for relaxation every day. Time out is good. Some people have prayer. Some people have meditation. Some people just look at the waves or the clouds or walk in the forest, whatever it is for you that allows you that time out to regenerate. Now, what we're really going to talk about today is body activation. And that's just one of those pillars of health. There are 3 theories of aging: oxidative stress, mitochondrial decline, and sirtuin activity. So we'll touch on those. And the products we are using is Protandim NRF1 and 2 and NAD. The Protandim NRF1 and 2 activate pathways in the body. And when these pathways are activated, they act like a switch. When you turn on the switch, the light comes on. Well, that's what happens internally. Our body's natural cellular signaling pathways are activated. So we feel better and we can do more. So from me, a huge welcome to LifeVantage, and we are the biohacking company. So what is biohacking? Don't worry if I mention a few words that you think, oh my gosh, I've never heard of that. Biohacking is just a word that has been coined where somebody uses science and technology to make his or her body function better and more efficiently. So all of those 9 pillars are biohacking, using those things. And when you combine that together, like a bouquet of flowers, my word, does your body feel better? So here's a great example of people going to the gym. Rocio is a great example of that too. She goes to the gym. So these are people, and there's plenty science over the years that when you exercise, it does help your body work more efficiently. So it's really important that you understand that we as distributors, we do not claim to heal, cure, prevent, mitigate, or diagnose any diseases. What we're going to share with you is purely for educational purposes. So who is LifeVantage? We are a company that is 17 years young, founded in 2003, and we are recognized and known as the leaders of the cutting edge science. Here comes another one of those words, nutrigenomics. So don't worry if you haven't heard about it. I hadn't heard about it either. We're looking at the technology aspect. So just to jump one step back, when we talk about, say, for instance, transportation industry, my goodness, hasn't Uber turned that upside down? And what about the finance industry with blockchain and crypto? That's turned that upside down. And now, when we look at Airbnb, my goodness, how has that disrupted the hotel industry? So nutrigenomics has disrupted the nutraceutical industry, not the pharmaceutical, the nutraceutical. It's about activation, not supplementation, where human nutrition, there has been no innovation in 70 to 80 years. LifeVantage has disrupted this nutraceutical industry by introducing nutrigenomics. This disruptive technology upgrades good genes, downgrades the bad genes, correcting DNA structures. Now we know that the DNA is the storage information in the cells, and the nutrient activates these pathways in the cell, which increases that coordinated cell signaling. And this allows the body to behave better, to return to normal, to get back in balance. It's the study of how nutrients and naturally occurring compounds, including herbs and plants, affect our genes. So, founded on science, this company is driven by science. We're a wellness and personal care company that knows that the products are only as good as the science they stand on. So just a little bit of background. As I said, back on 2003, the company LifeVantage was founded. But let me tell you that 20 years before that is when Dr. Joe McCord was doing his research. He got many accolades for his work. And in 2005, Protandim really took the stage because the ABC Prime Report wanted to prove and debunk the fact that the claim was that Protandim NRF2 can reduce oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. And the ABC reporter was absolutely blown away, because after 15 days, his blood test showed it already had done that. And after the 30 days, it was 75% reduced. When that went to air, it was over and out. Protandim was now on the market, and it went from being a retail product, which people didn't understand, and it went into this network marketing, direct selling, because people like Rocio and I, we get paid to really tell the story, to share the information and educate people on what this new technology and science is all about. So getting back to the science to understand what it is all about. Free radicals attack the cells and they cause aging, damaging of the cells, inflammation in the cells. That's what happens when cells are damaged. Instead of a perfectly round cell, you can see all the raggedy edges in these cells. And they're caused by pollution, radiation, toxins, lots of things. So have you heard of oxidative stress? So oxidative stress in the tissues builds up over time. And you can see here, the brain, the eyes, the ears, the heart, the lungs, the bones, the muscles, all of these start aging, some at 20, some a little bit further on, some faster than others. But these are all signs of aging. And what they discovered was that when your oxidative levels are running very high, it progresses all of those issues I mentioned earlier at a faster pace. So what we want to do is promote a healthy aging process of wellness, as opposed to aging where people accept I'm going to be sick and there is going to be disease because I'm getting old. That needn't be so. We should be able to age gracefully with health and wellness. So why should we lower our stress? Because oxidative stress damages the tissues, the proteins, the DNA, everything. It contributes to this massive aging process. So how can we lower this levels of the stress oxidation in our tissues? By increasing antioxidants and reducing the free radical damage. Free radical damage is ongoing. We looked at that. It's all about not enough sleep, too much. You'll see some of these things when people are smoking, too much exercise, too little exercise, toxins in the air, all of those cause stress. And here now we have a real solution. And that is Protandim NRF2 Synergizer. They call it a synergizer because it is the synergy of 5 naturally occurring herbs. And 5, you might think, oh my gosh, that's not much. But when the research was done from over 200 different herbs, they found with the research, they chose the 5 herbs that activated that pathway in the most significant way. And then when they had those 5, a further, and this is what took the 20 years to bring the product to market. And then those 5 herbs, it's the actual synergy of those herbs in a particular formula. And that's the patent that still has up in a 30-year patent on it. So what does that do? It combats free radicals in the body. It reduces the damage. It helps decrease the damage in our cells. And as we said earlier, it's backed by science, 31 peer-reviewed journals. So when I say synergy, these are the 5 chosen herbs that had the best effect: ashwagandha, bacopa, green tea, milk thistle, turmeric. Now, all of those, you might say, oh, well, I've taken turmeric and oh, yeah, I drink green tea. But it's the actual synergy that causes the magic. So this, I love to look at this because it gives you a real idea that those different compounds that we've spoken about, they do have an effect, as you can see, some little, some less, but they have some effect in the body. But when the formula and the synergy is together, it is 18 times more effective. That is remarkable. And this, as you can see, it's been there since 2003, and nobody has been able to copy it. So what is so dramatic about this Protandim? it upregulates glutathione. What is glutathione? So glutathione is a master antioxidant in the body. And it's not something you can take as a pill like you would do vitamin C. And it's not something that you can drink as a juice. It's something that your body makes. And from the age of 20 for women and 25 for men, the production of glutathione just starts reducing. And that is one of the things that is common with all people who have got diseases and illnesses going on in their body. And so by taking Protandim, you increase the glutathione production in the body by 300%, and that is actually in 90 days. But the other two are catalase and superoxide dismutase, and those three together are how the magic happens with Protandim. So I could mention all of the studies because there are lots of them. They're not only universities, but they're, for instance, the Natural Institute of Aging, the Heart Foundation, and many others. But the one I'd like to just mention is the Washington State University, because this was done in 2005. This is one of the very earliest that was done after that ABC report. They came to the company and said, my goodness, we need to use your product and do some more research. And it wasn't us going to them, they came to us, and it's completely independent. So what they said in their summary, NRF2 may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. It is our opinion that raising NRF2 is likely to become the most important health promoting approach into the foreseeable future. Now, that is a major statement. And you know which I like even more? The most extraordinary preventative breakthrough. So something that Rocio said earlier was she noticed that the fibrotic aspect of her limb and was improving. So it's a way to prevent something happening that could become worse in the future. So the three pillars of health: Protandim, NRF2, which is the blue bottle, Protandim, NRF1 in the silver label, and ProBio. Because we always say, healthy gut, healthy heart, healthy gut, healthy brain. So this is what with activated essentials is what we really promote for the future. So Protandim, NRF1, this is, we say synergizer because again, it's 5 naturally occurring compounds that are used to make up this formula. And you'll notice these are hikers, but it could be anybody when it says it helps the mitochondria in the cells function at peak performance. So it doesn't matter whether you're just a social hiker, whether you are a competitive dragon boat racer like me, or you're a road runner, or you're a cyclist. It doesn't matter what exercise you do, it helps your body perform at a better level. It reduces injuries. It helps you to perform more and recover quicker. Who wouldn't want that in whatever you're doing? And I'm just thinking of beautiful Rosa there, who shared her story a little bit earlier about the tears that she had in her muscles. And in just under 90 days, she went to bed one night, and good on you, Rosa, for persevering and going not saying after a month, oh, it didn't work. And now you've got the 90 days past, and here you are, and those pains in your legs are gone. How wonderful is that? So what does Protandim NRF2 does? I mean, NRF1, it reduces that free radical, of course, formed in the body, and it, most important, enhances the energy levels. It's like the battery in a torch, on off. That's the energy in our cells. And don't we always want to be working at peak condition? These are the 5 compounds, again, in a formula that is patented. ProBio, I mentioned, is all about gut health. And what is superior and different about our ProBio is that it takes only 52 minutes from when you take it Most other ones, within a few minutes, it's in the gut and it dissolves. And most of those beautiful bacteria, which needs to get into the intestines, don't get there because it's destroyed by the stomach acid. It takes 52 minutes to get through and actually land up where it's meant to be, in the gut. So we always say healthy heart, healthy brain. And this is why they introduced the amigos. So they are really important high levels of vitamin D in the right proportion to balance the body. So skincare, why a skincare range for a company that's working with activation? Because it's healthy from inside and outside. But we didn't decide, oh, let's have a skincare range. It was Louisiana University that had done, or was busy doing a study and is ongoing, studying the aspects and results of skin cancer. And they asked the company, could they use Protandim as one of their trial samples? And they did. And this trial was significant. The end of the trial, which was quite some time, they said, we really would like you to come out with a skincare range that does the job, cleanse, blah, blah, blah. But we have found that it reduces the incidence of skin cancer in all the subjects that were taking Protandim, which did not occur with any of the other that were in the trial. Now, how awesome is that? That was taken across the range for hair care because scalp health is really important. So from a company point of view, manufacturing is really important. We have a lot of medical people in the business who are promoting and sharing this wonderful news to get away from therapeutic drugs, to go the natural route, allowing the body to repair, restore as it was made to do. So the products are consistent, they're effective, they are 100% tested. So we can't have difference in quality at any stage and difference in the raw material coming in that would affect the end result. So our manufacturing process exceeds industry standards. And we have 8 factories all around the US that do the production of our various products. So the company has a passion for progression from a small biohacking company, biotech, to an industry leader, and we are a biohacking powerhouse. And what I mean by that, as Rocio will know, when they started, there was just Protandim NRF2, and it progressed step by step by step, introducing products, all that are natural in the process to not only slow, but reduce the aging process so we age in a healthy way. And I'm sure Rocio will mention to you this amazing product, Icy Bright, which is the latest product, which is really an activation of the eyes to really enhance eye health, which is, as we know, one of those things that happens as we age, and it needn't be serious. So they chose the network marketing model because it is the best, most effective distribution model. We don't carry any stock or anything like that. We act as the middleman. We do the education, we train, it's all online. We don't have to invent anything. And industry leaders like, say, Bill Gates, he would say, if you were given a chance to start again, I would choose network marketing. Well, that's the model that they chose to move forward. And I always look at this slide and I think, oh my word, this is so real. And Rocio and I have talked about this many times, because the linear aspect of income, I and Rocio, we both, when we work, we get paid. We work for an hour, we get paid. I am a lymphatic drainage specialist, a therapist, and I get a client for an hour and a half and I get paid. Then I'm going to find another client for another hour or hour and a half and get paid. And that's it. So we've got to keep finding the work and keep getting paid for the work we've already done. But here with leveraged marketing, we link arms, we work together, we build teams, and as we link arms, we rise together and we are paid leveraged. So as the team works, the whole team get paid. What a marvelous example. And that's because the middleman is no longer there. huge budgets that are spent on marketing. That doesn't happen because we are the face of the product. So that allows us to do the work. So I mentioned a little bit earlier about the countries that we are in. It says we're open in 24, but it's actually 27 now, because over the last couple of months, if you look up at Asia, China, Hong Kong, Japan, Thailand, Taiwan, we've now got Singapore, Malaysia, and our latest country that opened in November last year is the Philippines. Now, the Philippines is heralded to be probably the biggest country in the world distributing LifeVantage. They only opened in November, but there is a massive, massive population, and the population is in dire need of good health because the health system there is very lacking for the masses. So there's a lot of work that we can do for the masses. And the other aspect is, in the Philippines, the population is underpaid, not only in what they were, in the work they do, but for what they do and how they get paid. So this is offering this fabulous, gorgeous community an opportunity to earn a proper living. And we're so thrilled to be able to help this country that is in dire need. So we don't only just earn money. There are incentive trips. By doing this as a business, we are able to spend more time with our families. And just to touch on really quickly, is there an earning potential here with LifeVantage? Absolutely, yes. Now, when we talk about what people earn, we are a publicly listed company. We do not have any debt. And by public listed, we mean we are completely audited at every point. So when we look here at the slide, I'm a Pro 5 in the industry, in the business company. And the Pro 5, what that really means is that my business has a turnover of over 20,000. I'm about to go Pro 6, which means my business has a turnover of 50,000. So these payments here are the company's average. It doesn't mean to say you will be able to earn that when you reach that point, because it depends how much time you have, what your connections are, and all of that. But we work as teams and we help you along the way. Everything is all set. And in that last column, it's really important. This gives you an idea of how long it takes to reach that level. Because if you look at, say, Pro 5, I reached that before 16 months. But Pro 6, it says the average is 23. Well, as you know, I've been in the company for between 3.5 and 4 years. So it's taken me longer to get to Pro 6 than the average within the company. So it just depends how much time you've got, what's going on in your life. Sometimes we have to take a little break and do family issues, which has happened to me. So it really doesn't matter how long it takes to get there, because we all get there in the end. The only people that don't make it are those that give up. So we're not people who give up. So why is retention so important? But if we didn't have retention of the product, people buying the product, reordering, we would not have a business. And why is this retention so high? Because the product's unique. You cannot buy it anywhere else. It appeals to a mass market. It's for everybody over the age of 20. And in fact, when it comes to the product IC Bright, it's for even kids as young as 12 and under who are sitting on their gadgets and devices for many hours a day to protect their eyes. And you know what? It's also important for our four-legged mammal creatures, cats and dogs and rabbits and pigs and all of those, horses. They have a fabulous result also, because there's no placebo with animals. When they start taking Protandim NRF2, they notice the difference much, much quicker than in humans. How interesting is that? It's very affordable. It's backed by science. And it's not like buying a fridge, which you buy once every 10 or 15 or 20 years. You use the product's effective, so people consume it and buy it again. And that is what really makes the difference. So how do we support you? The support systems are all in place. They're like blocks, very simple, step by step by step. The products are ongoing. The research is still at the leading edge. And I'll just break a little secret. In June this year, LifeVantage is launching the biggest product ever. They say it's bigger than when they started with Protandim NRF2. We don't know what it is, but we know it's coming. And that's in June. The timing, what a perfect time to actually step into this, to help your family and friends, and of course, change your lifestyle, because people are looking for that second income stream while doing what they're already doing, like Rocio and myself, and also being able to work from home when you want to and how you want to, take leave when you want to, all of those kind of things. The compensation plan we just touched on, but we can go into more detail if you like. And the company, I mentioned a few things about debt-free, and it's publicly listed. And that is really important because we have an amazing board. And you know what? Decisions are made as a group. So whatever decisions are made at board level are in the interests of the distributors. So where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself? Well, I see, because I mean, I know a couple of you already customers, which is absolutely marvelous. You might decide to upgrade and become a distributor to help others and link arms with us and go for our mission of helping as many people as possible take charge of their health naturally. So we can show you exactly how to order your pack. And this is just to give an idea of an entry level as far as the distributor goes. But for more information on that, Rocio can give you more information. And thank you so much.